Thank you for staying tuned. It's still Wake Up Nigeria, and it's time for us to have our nutrition gist. This time with Tolani Fashion. Now, Tolani is a registered dietitian and a member of the Association of Nigerian Dietitians. She specializes in calculating calories for special health cases like diabetes and other weight-related health disorder. She will be discussing genetics, lifestyle, and weight gain. And I'm sure this is something so many people are interested in. You know how some people tell you I'm naturally fat? Yeah. Yeah. So enlighten us more on this.
Well, I would always say that the why is necessary in everything. Before you start something or to solve a problem, you need to know why is this so.
Okay.
Then from the why, we can now find, okay, the how about the matter and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
So with these two, rather than, okay, I'm overweight, okay, let me start eating this, let me start doing that. The first thing is, why am I overweight? We've been able to shed some light last week on the issue of you having the right perspective, not that you're just about vanity, having the perfect shape, you understanding that your weight is related to your health, related to your health outcome. So having that right perspective now, the next thing is, okay, why? Why am I this way? Now, there are many factors. Number one, and the major, is genetics.
Wow.
Yes. There are some things that you got from your parents.
But sometimes somebody's parents might be really slim and they are very fat.
Yeah,
could it be grandparents or some
kind
of ancestral?
It could be in the genes.
Okay.
It could be in the genes. You see someone have a child now and they would say, this child looks like a grandmother. And then at times in some cultures, they would name the child after that grandmother. Yeah. So the same thing with weight gain or even weight loss. If both of your parents are overweight or obese, you have 40% chance to obesity naturally. Wow. If both are obese or overweight, you have 80% chance to obesity. So that's the first one. Now, another way to look at genetics is how you were born. Babies that are born underweight, I mean less than 2.5 kg at birth, yeah, they have the tendency to add weight easily, to grow obese.
Why?
There's something we call the thrifty cell. The thrifty cell. Because in the womb, that baby, the fetus or blah, 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 have been used to managing little, to thrive. And then by the time the baby is born and they're like, this baby is underweight. Okay, let's do this because that's not the ideal thing. The baby has been used to using little to thrive. Now, when you give him or her the adequate measure, it blows up. And then you hear, I just eat little. I don't even eat much. I'm just this big.
So even the nutrition a child gets in the womb can affect whether or not the child becomes obese.
Low birth weight babies have the tendency to be obese later in life. They have the tendency to have type 2 diabetes and some other health. I feel the low birth weight babies are more at risk than the chubby ones that can burn the baby fat maybe growing up. So that's about genetics.
Okay, but wait, before you even finish on that, I know in some cases, some children are born at that, the mother eats well, feeds well, and is very healthy, but somehow the child was born, say, a month earlier.
Okay, yeah. Okay. The issue we are looking at here, most times premature babies come with low birth weight.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it that. Like,
there could be some other health complications. For instance, a mother that has preeclampsia.
Yeah, exactly. So does it mean that child is also
they have to just save the baby, have to bring the baby out earlier. So if the baby is of adequate weight, this won't affect.
So even a premature baby has a higher tendency of being obese? Because, of course,
the baby is below 2.5 kg at birth.
Chineke.
That's low birth weight.
I can see so many men already stuffing their pregnant wives with food.
So that's why you should eat well, but then you shouldn't overfeed.
Exactly, because when you have fat is a problem. But let's move on to something else.
There's always the middle road to this thing. You shouldn't overdo it, and then you shouldn't underdo it. Not like you're taking Coke, you're taking buns, you're like, I don't really like eating. it would affect you. And you know, like you, every minute, you're the one taking rice, you're the one taking yam, bread, everything. I mean, gestational diabetes and all of that.
Okay,
So you have
okay.
to. So,
Yeah, so away from genetics, what else?
yeah, apart from genetics, that another issue we can look at that can affect, you know, people being obese and blah, 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 is the psychological.
Psychological?
Yes.
Okay.
We call some people emotional eaters.
Emotional eaters.
I would want to link this thing to two things. It's either nurture or nature.
Okay.
Let's start with the parents' influence now.
Okay.
Some parents would always want their babies to be chubby. I remember one time, a parent brought a girl to the clinic, and when I did all the calculations, I said, your baby is of adequate weight.
They will not agree. You know why? Because people around will be saying, see how scrawny this child looks. This child is not
I
eating
say, your baby
well.
is healthy, her skin is fine, her eyes, everything is beautiful, and her weight is adequate. They're like, yeah, her cheeks are, she needs to. So maybe you're comparing your baby to one neighbor or one cousin somewhere. I said, well, if you want her to add weight, let's do it the healthy way. I gave them some few tips. I was like, please don't put this girl child under pressure. And both of them, the couple, they're both slim and tall. I said, she's just, you know, adequate. So some parents,
so that's the nurture angle, the way the child is being fed.
Yes. Some mothers would be like, you must finish this food. They put cane on the table. If you don't finish this food, you won't leave the table. Yeah. So the child grows up with, he doesn't even know
when to stop.
Exactly.
I agree.
Some they use food as reward.
Yes.
If you do well, I'll buy pizza for you. I'll give you ice cream. So the child grows up to see food as the main thing. They don't know when to stop eating. And so he grows up with that mentality. You go to visit a friend, he gives you food. I mean, you can say, thank you, I've had enough. But because that mentality, you have to please them, you have to finish the food.
Okay, so let's quickly talk about nature because we have to go to the kitchen soon.
Yes.
Okay.
Nature. When some people are depressed, that's why I put it under the category of psychological issues now. Okay. When they are depressed, they turn to food. And then you see that even while she's mourning, while he's sad, maybe
they are putting on weight, looking fresh.
Exactly. And then some people are late. Let me go to the third one, lifestyle. They are late night people. They read into the night, they work into the night. And there's something that happens. When you walk into the night, you have more of ghrelin hormone activated, you will eat more and you will add more weight. It's only if there's no enough food around you, you will add more weight, depending on what you're eating. You know, and then we'll come to lifestyle. Sedentary, the more you sit down, you're not active, you won't lose much weight. I mean, the equation is you normal diet, active life, and then you have normal weight. But you increase your diet, you're more sedentary, you're sitting in front of the computer, you know.
So it's important to also be active and to exercise.
Yeah, for those that are emotional eaters, we give them an option. When you know that you won't just take food, why don't you do more of fruits? You can do the sweet fruits, so far you're not diabetic. Okay. So you can do that, that will not make you hard weight. But not that you now turn to pizza, you turn to ice cream,
pizza
you turn
is
to...
tasty. Yeah,
I'm giving
Thank you so much,
choices.
Tolani Fashion.